Hello everyone!
Welcome back to Feedback Friday and welcome back to Cardscapes, the channel where we teach you about drawing and creativity.
Yeah.
So Feedback Fridays are the shows where you send us your work and we give you feedback, our opinions on what you did, and also we draw over it and do the stuff we would suggest you could improve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so if you're new to our channel, welcome to Lionscapes. My name is Sonia and this is Kasper.
Hey there.
We do creative videos about creativity and tutorials about drawing.
And definitely, if you're here for the first time, we'd really appreciate if you like the video, if you subscribed, if you want to learn more in the future, and be sure to do it with the bell. And I think without further ado, we'll dive into this week's corrections, right?
Yeah, let's start. I'm excited.
Me too. All right, so first of all, I'll just do this. It's Feedback Friday!
Yay!
All right, beautiful. Okay, let's go. I haven't seen what you've sent. I haven't seen everything, so this will be a surprise for me as well.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna just dim the lights a bit because this is a bit too strong.
All right, so what have we got here? We have got here a like a view of a house, I would say. There's some plants on the left, on the right. Is that like an architectural design sketch? It could be. You know, the stuff you send us is, from paintings, digital paintings, drawings, architectural sketches. Yeah. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
What say you?
Okay, let me look at it a bit. Yeah, it's also a bit of illustration as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I see it's a house,
Mm-hmm.
and I love that it's a combination. It's a collage, right?
Mm.
It's a combination of hand lines, hand drawn lines, and then some adjustment in Photoshop with pasted plants as well. Definitely, we can emphasize the the feeling of depth. Hashtag feeling of depth.
By the way, this is what we always say for almost every piece of work we get. Like, yeah, you can do more feeling of depth. You guys know.
Yeah, and I would try to go over the plants a bit and add a few drawn leaves to give it like a bit more whole feeling. Maybe add some texture to the floor.
Yeah. And yeah, do that deeper. Let's try.
Yeah.
Okay, so good job. If the artist is present, then you can definitely tell us what you wanted to do with this. If you have any specific questions, as for any general questions, just feel free to give us, ask us in the live chat, or write in the comments if you're not watching this live. So I will add some more plants because we like plants, right?
Yeah, we like big plants, right?
We like big plants.
To cover the facade a bit.
A background plant, because now we just have these plants here, and we could also like do some in the background
to frame the architecture a bit as well.
But like with really light green, I would say, we're making it really kind of something like that. Give it a bit of a frame. By the way, did you notice there's like 2 ostriches in this drawing? Did you notice that?
Let's play a game. Where are the ostriches?
Yeah. How many ostriches do you see?
Did you already said how many are there?
No. Oh, maybe did I already say there are 2 ostriches? Yeah, there are 2 ostriches. So how many ostriches do you see?
How many do you see?
It's a trick question. So okay, so a bit of green behind here, I would say.
Or you know what? Since we're trying to build contemporary architecture these days, a green roof would also be very nice.
Oh, you mean this is actually like a building and it's...
It looks like it. I mean the ostriches, in the background is a blue field for me that emphasize maybe the window, because it's a symbol for glass.
So okay, so now we've given it a bit of a frame. I think it's good to have like a bit of background and stuff like that. And let's do this small tree, birch tree. I think it is a bit bigger. Yeah, so it has, you know, it's already kind of full grown. There's like a small bonsai here. Now about the feeling of depth. For example, these two brown areas, like this one and this one, are equally dark. So if you want to show that one is more deeply in the shade or in the shadow, then you should do them differently. And I would say you would kind of blend it out a bit first, you know, so it's not the same intensity. And now we're gonna give this whole inside of a building a bit more shading, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So I think we can do something like this. Yes, beautiful. So, by the way, hello from Berlin. We have a bit of a rainy weather today, but I'm enjoying it. So where are all of you tuning in from?
Well, we already got some comments. Hi from North Carolina.
Okay.
Then rainy day here in Seattle, says Anne. Then Pamela, a clear night sky in Jakarta.
Jakarta. Okay.
It's sunny day in Egypt, said Habiba. And then Sharon also said, hi from North Carolina.
Hello everyone. Hey Sharon, hey Pamela. Nice to have you all here. Okay, I think, Sonia, this is how I would, you know, what I would do differently if this was my work.
So you would basically add a lot of surrounding information.
Yeah.
Something that also frames this architecture. Well, now it's more of a view. Before that it had like a slight section feeling because you can also see the soil, the materials that are sitting there.
Yeah, this is the before.
Yeah. And then what you added is lots of green.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gives you more context.
Yeah, you be the judge of that. Okay, Marcus says, will Epic Gasper go wild again?
Oh, I always go wild, Marcus. So nice to have you here again. It's always a pleasure that you join us. And yeah, and I always try to go wild. You know, it's a thing I do.
Yeah. A wild man. What can I say?
Bit of a wild person.
My life is never boring.
That's good to hear.
Okay, wow. Huh? Amazing.
King Palace, Bangkok. Or is it Bangkok? No, it's something with B something. If the artist is present, tell us where this is from. I like the style. It has this like messy fuzziness about it. It has a very good composition. What do you think? Is it, you know, like any other thoughts from the community on the on this piece? So Sonia, what would you do differently?
It's not the thing what I would do differently. It's the question what would I add or what can be emphasized, right?
Yeah.
So probably if we look at it from architectural view, so architecture is made out of cubes. We can always imagine these are the cubes or geometrical shapes, which means that we could add some shading. And maybe consider if there's a line that we can just stretch out a bit longer, like the one here for the roof, you know, or maybe add some textures that are related to materials, like the roof probably has some direction.
Yeah, maybe some like textures, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I just wanted to quickly show what you talked about, the architecture is made of cubes. When you draw architecture, think about it as simplified cubes, you know, something like that. Like this would be a cube, you know. It's usually every architecture can be fit in a box if it's not really organic architecture. But look at that. If you think about architecture as a composition of boxes, it will make it much easier for you to draw. Yeah? Is that understandable?
Yeah.
Like, look at this.
Yes, I understand it. Do you understand? Because I'm here with you, I'm just like, yes, I get it. Yeah,
I know you get it. But like this is good. This is a good tip for everyone drawing any buildings. Think about them as boxes and then go and detail them out.
Yeah. So everyone loves this sketch. They love the color and the texture as well. That it's a bit noisy. It's definitely a style. Yeah.
I like the term noisy.
Yeah, I like it as well.
So now I'm gonna do what you suggested. I'm gonna give it more shading from one side. Let's say the light is coming from this direction. So let's give it a bit more clear shading on the opposite side.
And here as well, this part.
Yep. Let's
or
do that.
this as well. Then.
This will have it. This will make it more three-dimensional. You know.
Well, usually the darker the sketches, the harder to correct or to adjust something. Because if you start with a very strong line, then when you try to shade surfaces, there's always a question: how do I do it, not to go too far, without going too far?
Yeah, it's true. I will do some highlights as well. Look, on the side where the sun is reaching it, I will do some highlighting in yellow, because this is the color of the sun apparently right now in this sketch. And now some texture on the roofing. I don't know which direction the roof runs. It could be the tiles could run in any direction. Maybe they run, yeah. I don't know. I will just do like a bit of horizontal roof texture to give it a feeling of, okay, it has a certain material, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then like a bit of here and here. These points on the top of the buildings kind of visually extended. It's a small trick that you can do to make your spires and anything similar look higher. Okay, let's look at what I have done, what damage I have done.
What have you done?
The
before?
And the after.
The after. Yeah, so Anne also said, is this the one that is drawn with a twig? I don't know.
The twig?
The twig, yeah.
Oh, is this from our Facebook group?
Yeah, it's from the Facebook group, but I don't know what kind of tools were used here. So if the author is here, then you can shout out and just let us know.
Interesting. If you're not already a part of our Facebook group, it's totally the place to be. It's called Linescapers, and you can post your work there right for Friday, and we will take it in for feedback. And also, you can just post your stuff and ask for opinions, exchange opinions with others.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
ask
full of
questions.
Full of Linescapers.
Yeah. If you want to get answers, then ask questions. That's always very recommendable.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Another piece of architecture.
Oh, colored pencils.
Colored pencils, eh?
Yeah. It's very nicely colored.
Beautiful work. Okay, so what would you do here?
I would work on contrasts. Because it's not a question of technique, it's just that I can see a very strong reflection in the water. So when I'm focusing my eye, I try to define, I'm searching for a balance in this curvy form, and here in the part where the vegetation and this curve meet, I would try to add a bit darker point, and probably also add some green on the left side of the architecture.
Yeah, it's like here, right?
Yeah.
And some darker here, right?
Or even here, and then the stairs. There's also
the stairs, right?
The stairs somehow. I think maybe it looks a bit unsure, not drawn in a very sure way, because it doesn't fit the compositions or the architecture so nicely. So maybe if you don't like it, next time you can just leave it out.
Maybe if it's a design sketch for a future building, then I would say you ditch the stairs. I mean, like, try to do it more subtly, like inlaid in this big. Anyways, And I would do something in the front, like another of the bushes, I think, because it lacks the first layer.
Or a duck, or a
bunny,
or a ominous bunny.
Yeah. Okay, we're totally adding a ominous bunny. The other options would be a duck. The third option would be a llama, of course.
Always.
Always.
The
llama.
choices are obvious.
Obvious. Okay, let's go into this. So first of all, I will do something to this curvature because it needs to go behind the stairs if the stairs are there. What about we just remove the stairs? We want to remove the stairs?
Do it.
Let's remove the stairs. So
let's be brave today.
Let's be brave today. Is the author maybe amongst us?
Yeah. Shout out to the author. Please, just tell us where is this? Is it a conceptual sketch, or is it already built architectural piece? That would be very interesting to know, because it's very beautiful. And I can imagine the feeling of sitting here could also be very pleasant. Especially the water, the sheltered back, sitting here on these stairs would probably be very nice. Okay.
Okay, so I removed the stairs as much as I could.
Awesome. Did you notice today I'm also not using timer?
Yeah. One of the feedbacks from everyone was like, okay, do take more time to really go in depth into your works. So we're trying to do less works now, like give feedback on less works, but then a bit more in-depth feedback.
Because we want to give more feeling of depth to your sketches.
We just love adding that feeling of depth.
Yeah.
And by the way, if this is like in shade, I think this should be also under the stairs, right? Like,
true. Yes.
All these should be actually in shade. Yeah, totally. There's like a shadow. Yeah, obviously there's a shadow on these stairs.
Yeah, Pamela said, nice drawing, very neat coloring. I agree. We did a very nice live stream where we did a colored pencil drawing in the correct way. So there are many ways how to color your sketches with colored pencils, but there's a way how you can do it so that you get the most pigment and the texture and everything. And our viewers who were participating in that particular live stream, they know, huh?
So you think the viewer might have participated?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure that she participated.
All right. So I'm adding this. Oh, I said. Oh, wait. I said I'm gonna make a bunny.
A bunny, yes.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
Or a duck. A duck would be also very
would be
relatable
for the scene. Okay,
yeah.
Let's do the duck. So you need. Why are we doing this duck? It's a bit, it's a bit of a joke, but also very true, because you need something in the foreground to create this kind of 3 levels in your drawing.
You can call them also visual anchors.
Yeah.
I mean that's a very fitting word for it.
Yeah, so you don't need to add, dear author, now a duck if you don't want to. If you're like into bushes, you can totally add the bush there. But you could also add a duck. Oh wait, no, I don't want to delete the duck. You have like something blue here, like depends on the duck, right? But the duck species.
You need to add a beak as well, right? You're gonna add it.
No, it's a beakless duck.
What's her story?
So, what's the story with?
Let's not talk about it, but
let's not. I don't want.
If you're gonna mention, I'm gonna be very grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, of course. a bit of shadow. That's something that was missing.
So let me show you why this duck is important. Because now we have like an anchor up front. It could be a bush, it could be an ominous bunny, but let's see how we did it. Mm-hmm. So this is the before, and this is the after. Boom.
Yeah, I mean this is such a difference.
Yeah.
The stairs were really an element that was breaking the drawing.
Yeah, breaking also this beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, staircase there.
Because always when we have the curves and these curves or these sitting stairs, they look like they have a certain direction, and the stairs were just breaking that direction, and through that, everything was a bit harder to read. Yeah. Does the duck have friends?
Of course it has friends. It has many friends. The duck is completely popular.
Maybe it has a few ducklings somewhere.
Oh, it has ducklings?
Oh, sure.
Okay, it has ducklings as well.
They're always behind the duck, you know. They're just like, yeah, following her along.
There you go. Duck family.
Okay. Yeah. So P said it seems lonely. What, you mean the just one duck population or the environment that was drawing? Okay. Yeah. We are very sweet, Kasper, said Muskan. Okay.
Thanks. What can I say? Thank you.
Okay.
So, yeah, wow, beautiful painting. It seems like...
It looks like pastel or something, huh?
It could be, yeah, it could be pastels. It could be like a pastel drawing.
Yeah.
It's a snake, rainbow snake, and some birds of paradise on a blooming tree. Wow, this is surreal. So what can be said about this one?
I need a moment. Very fast, if I look at it, maybe I would try to think about what can be done in this edge, you know, between the blue and the green.
Oh yeah.
That's something that was maybe
here, right? Yeah, this edge.
It almost looks like it was, yeah, drawn very fast. Or, of course, you want to emphasize the birds, but also the background is very important. So that's why I think the line should be adjusted a bit. Maybe I would also add a bit more of this green above. So to the feathers of the birds, or maybe to the flowers that are just coming down from the trees as well.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to give it a bit of a frame. What you just drawn with lines, now you can see it a bit better. So this is from Habiba.
Nice work, Habiba. What is material is this made with? What, you use pastels or this watercolor pencils?
Yeah. And then there's also like a story behind this drawing, right? We have the snake looking above to the birds.
Yeah.
And I think the snake needs to be emphasized.
Yeah.
You know how it's just...
It's important to the storyline of the drawing.
Holding to the branches and maybe just to emphasize one bird or two a bit more. Now you try to emphasize the birds through adding a lot of blue color, but actually maybe we can emphasize a bird with a color a bit more, not all of them, but maybe just one by adding a bit more red.
The blue of the bird feathers is too similar to the blue of the background. That's why they like disappear into the background. I think we could go with another color there.
Yeah. Okay, so we have here, Habiba said these are the color pencils, and Marcus said I preferred a single duck policy. The ducks, they can be a menace as well. I mean, sometimes they're just overcrowding, right? The banks of lakes and rivers.
Those ducks.
Here in Berlin, we have swans population, like huge swan population, and in the evening they all come to the shore and graze on the grass. So you really need to pay attention because they eat your food. They are not afraid of you at all. So you need to just be fine with them being there.
Yeah, the swans, and the swan can do a lot of damage. I mean, swan is a really strong, big bird. With their beak, they can be dangerous.
Okay, so Habiba is saying a bit more about the drawing, which I love. If you have stories to tell us a bit in depth, what's going on, what's the story behind your sketches, that will also help us giving you a bit better feedback. Habiba said it's from a storybook from my childhood.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Wow. Can you share us also the story? What's the name? That would also be very, very nice. Okay. Yeah. So Peace says, I'm not sure the Dax approve of the policy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have a conflict in the comment section.
Okay, yeah, but I can already see the snake a bit better.
Yeah, it's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this contrast does the painting well.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously I cannot do it as finely, as beautifully as you did, Habiba, with those colored pencils. But I think you could take a bit of more time with this and actually, go in with some more colors, darker colors to do something with that background, especially in the bottom.
Okay, so the name of the story is The Snake and the Princess.
Oh, right. So is one of the birds a princess?
Maybe it's a prelude, before the story begins, there's always a mention of a protagonist, like the good ones and the bad ones, and maybe this one was just a...
Is the princess the antagonist, and is the snake the protagonist?
Is the princess the snake?
Is the princess the snake? Dum dum dum. That's a turn of events.
Yeah, right. You would not expect that.
You didn't expect that. But the princess is the snake.
That happens as well. Since the snake is beautiful, right? It has so many colors.
Oh, it totally could be, maybe. Oh, wow. Yeah. Is it?
Well, the crown is missing. That means that...
Oh, is the crown missing?
There is no crown on the head of the snake.
So you know what we have to do then?
To add a crown?
Totally. All right.
Okay.
So I think the snake is more visible now.
Yeah.
Let's look at that.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, just by adding a bit more dark.
Yeah, the snake is a bit more visible now. I'm not sure I did a good job with the vegetation on the bottom, to be honest.
Well, but it's not your job to do like...
It's not your job to make it better.
It is, but you're trying to emphasize in which direction everything goes. So I think that's fine.
Yeah, thanks.
Even especially if you would like to add some green above, I think that for the context of a whole, that would be better.
Fine. Yeah, this is true. So we're adding some green up here.
Okay. No, the snake was a man who loved the princess. Who would figure? Okay.
And was the princess the bird?
Was she turned into a bird? I mean...
Or was he turned into a snake?
Did she kiss the snake?
Did he catch the bird? So many questions.
Who survived at the end?
Were they happy? Did they live happily ever after? Okay, now let's do some work on the birds. At least a couple. So what could we use instead of blue? Have like this yellow, magenta, maybe orange in their feathers?
Yeah, that would fit as well.
Would fit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just
because we have the green and the orange. Those two can create a nice harmony, and then you also have the orange and blue, which are also very good color combination.
True,
Okay.
yeah, it will bring them more to life. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have these bluebirds, but it's just the background that's kind of fighting for the attention there.
Okay, so back to the story of the princess. I mean, it's fitting since we're drawing, and then we can also add some of our own versions of the story. And here, the debate is quite exciting. So Peace said she was the tree.
Okay, that's an unexpected turn of events.
No, just kidding. Please don't take it seriously. She did not turn into a tree.
The princess turned into a tree.
Gasper wants to bring Princess Snake to life.
Oh yeah, I want that to be a thing.
Maybe at the end they both turn into a snake.
Maybe. I hope it's not one snake with two heads. Oh my god, sorry, Habiba, we're totally butchering your childhood story. Sorry about that. Let's just say your childhood story stays your childhood story, and we just make up something crazy. Okay, wow.
A lot of color.
A lot of color.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I did such a good job, but to be honest, I just have to be honest.
Well, then let's look at it in the sense of a color or just bigger picture.
Yeah.
What we said. So we said we would like to adjust the vegetation edge in the background to emphasize the snake.
Yeah.
To make birds a bit more presentable, or not presentable, maybe a bit more visible, and to add a green frame in the upper part of the drawing. And that's something that you definitely managed. And I think Habiba can then later on still add her lines and textures.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what we did. So it's going to be quite a transformation. This is the before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the after. Boom.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah, it needs some work, but
the story is awesome.
The story is awesome.
Yeah.
I hope they live together as a tree happily ever after. Okay, let's move
continue.
on. So, what have we got here? Ooh la la. Another architecture sketch. So we got even a reference for this, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this is the reference. It's a construction site. Where is this from? I would be interested. I cannot see the license plates. But
it's a Google Street View.
It's a Google Street View. All right. Okay, so
Probably.
You see how the cars have been replaced with some human figures.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's okay. It's totally fine.
Can you once again go to the photo?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not, as you can see here, it's not a human perspective, right?
It's above human eye level, eye height.
Let's say it's a bird perspective from a bird which is not flying very high, right? Because that was probably a Google car which had like this long pole where the camera, this 360 camera is on, and that's why the perspective looks like it does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's something that we need to consider as well.
Yeah, this is true. So people are not all going to be on the horizon.
Yeah.
Well, what comes to mind is that it could do with a bit more contrast, because if you look at the original photo, you see those deep black shades inside those between the levels of the building, and I think it needs a bit more background on the left side.
Yeah. Okay. Also, maybe adding some context.
Yeah.
You know, just to maybe if the author drawn this street with people, then we can presume maybe that's like a square in front of the building and not like a road. So we need to add something more. We need to give the foreground a bit more space, just to get to focus on the elements that are presenting themselves.
Yeah, look, I think what would be interesting also is to make the people figures darker. This will give it like an edge. You know, like let's make this guy walking. Let's make this person here kind of standing there. It looks like as if they're sitting somewhere, as if this was also like some vegetation here. You know, I'm just putting some interesting things in the foreground.
Yeah.
It looks like vegetation, right?
Yeah. And Kasper also, what he's using are the vertical strokes. So he's doing the circles, but he's doing it like vertically, and for that he's creating a feeling of height. So you get the feeling it's something. These elements are volumes that are going high, that are getting a bit more volume.
Yep. True.
Okay, so Christian says hello from Peru.
Hello.
El Tambo. Wow, welcome.
Hello, back to Peru. Welcome.
Welcome. And Marcus also said a princess called Barbara went into the jungle to search for a wild princess. Okay.
So one princess went to look for another princess?
Yeah, I understand it.
But the wild one.
Yeah, because she was not wild enough. Maybe the Barbara was not wild enough. Maybe she was just like, housekeeper or just like domesticated Barbara.
Barbara was a domesticated princess.
Domesticated princess, but still a princess, a queen of her own kingdom. You know. It's very important to emphasize.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started to add a bit of these dark surfaces to emphasize the feeling of depth.
The shading, yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how we always go with this feeling of depth, but it is true. It is true because it's one of the things that we learned really looks good if you give your artwork more depth.
Very nice.
Not just architecture sketches or something, but in general. It makes them more alive. Even an abstract painting sometimes has a feeling of having more levels to it. It's like some forms are closer to you, some are more far away. So it's not just when representing actual spaces. Can
you also add here a bit darker lines so that those lines get connected to? Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, it's Sonia's great ability to just look at when you draw with your clients, when you teach, right, or your students, you always in the end go and add this line at this point, and then it immediately looks better. You're quite good at this, I would say.
Yeah. I think I like it. Okay, and thank you, Gasper.
Sure. Okay. Well, I think we can look at it.
Okay. Let's check it out.
How do you like it, everybody?
Well, Louis said line work is amazing and the contrasts really adds.
Boom. With contrast. Yeah. With some people are good. If you want some visual anchors, you can make people dark, and then there are points that your eye jumps from one to another when exploring the image. So it's a good trick.
Pamela is saying it's satisfying to see darker shade. Looks alive.
Yeah, true.
I agree.
True.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of dark shades and contrasts,
we have here some fire.
Some fire.
Fire.
Hot. All right.
Okay.
So I would be guessing.
You as a fire expert, Kasper.
How am I a fire expert?
Fire scene expert. How would you?
Okay.
What would you say about it?
I would say the fire actually is done quite well. What I like is, it has these forms. Let me draw so everyone can see what I'm talking about. I'll take a blue when commenting on this so you can see the contrast. So, fire always has these different forms. It has one form, and then it has a negative form, and it has this form. And fire is always dancing a bit, and these pieces are flying away from it. Think about it like singular pieces that kind of break off and fly away in one direction. So this is how you realistically depict a fire, right?
And also, usually you can also almost see the translucency of fire, right? There are some areas in fire that are very dark. If you squint with your eyes here, you see that the form of this fire is amazing. But when you open your eyes, you see that maybe the detail, of how the flame is just disappearing.
We need to smudge it.
That's missing. Yeah.
We need to smudge it.
Yeah.
Let's smudge it. So I will take like a smudging brush in Photoshop. Okay. Well, meanwhile,
Smudge away.
I think we need to, before I start smudging away,
yeah,
I think we need to send out some hearts.
Let's send out some hearts to Louise and Anne.
All right. So, first of all, Louise. Second of all, Anne.
Oh.
Not in this.
I think I didn't add hearts today.
Oh, the heart is not working?
No, you need to draw them, guys.
Oh,
today
I need to draw the heart?
Yeah, today you need to draw a heart.
So, first of all, yeah, well, like I said, Louise, and thanks a lot. Now you will get an extra heart.
Drawn just for you two.
Draw just for you two.
How amazing is that?
So let me get a nice background. Which color of the heart should I go for?
You can, very quick, Louise, and what color? What color? We can color it in the color you would like.
So right now, if you're asking yourself, why the heart? Louise and Anne just donated to us via Super Chat. And we're really grateful for that, because through that you're supporting our channel and what we do. So, thank you very much.
Yeah, you can support us in many different ways. One is via Super Chat. If you find our content useful for you, then that's one way to go. Another way is to subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like our content. And of course, tell your friends about us. Tell that you learned something new or something great. And that will be enough as well.
So everybody, yeah, we're super thankful to have you as a community. Always feel free to ask us questions and, come to us with whatever things you have on your mind.
Okay, so we were too fast. The hearts should be red and green, but for the next time.
Okay, the red and, okay, next one, I'm going to do red and green, plus the color of the next person. I mean, the color that the next person that donates wants. I'll do my best.
It felt like a cake, like someone would say, I would like chocolate, and someone would say raspberry, someone would say fruit, and someone just wants a plain cheesecake,
Yeah.
All together.
Okay, so now I'm just smudging a bit this fire here. Anyways, another thing about this fire is that it could have a bit more sparks. So the author already added sparks, as you can probably see, but the sparks are like white. Actually, the sparks around the flame would be more yellowish, right? And they would be coming up on top of these singular flames. So look, if you have, let's do some small sparks, they will be coming up here when the flames are ending. So from the direction of the flame, when a single flame is ending, to like up from it, those sparks are going to be jumping, right? So something like that. So they're not jumping like they're not like around the flame, they're actually jumping from the uppermost parts of the flames. Yeah.
Very nicely explained.
Well, beautiful flame, yeah. I like how you noticed that actually the flame has dark areas as well. This is completely true. Like the flame is not always only yellow and red, right? It's quite a nice realization. Go in a bit with the dark.
Smudge away.
Smudge away. Smudge away.
Nipple, smudge away.
What? Oh, you're singing a song?
Yeah, I was just.
Who's the song by?
But it's a different song. It's a song by Flogging Molly.
Does anyone know Flogging Molly? It's a Californian, I think it's Californian, Irish
punk rock band.
We love it. Okay. So let me remove some of these side thingies. And one more thing, I will. This is hard to do with with oils, but yeah, I'll still do it here. It's like add some glow to the um, to the flame, if I can find the tool for that.
Yeah, Annie's saying, yes, flogging Molly is great fun. You know, when we met, the first week when we became a couple, we went to the concert of Flogging Molly um, in Zagreb,
That's
and
Croatia.
and I got free tickets because I wrote to the band and said that I would really like to attend, but the tickets were sold out. So they give me a free pass and also a backstage pass, and I got to know them. So that was very, very nice experience.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't find the right pen to do it. But yeah, let's look at the fire.
Okay.
So this is the before, and I try to smudge it to give it a bit more oomph towards the top.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
How do you like it?
Yeah.
Let us know.
Fire is a challenge. We could work on this fire for a long time, but you know the idea, you can improve it in that direction.
So I would maybe like to mention a timer.
Oh, okay, here we go. So the pressure is building up, and I'll be fast now. But still, give a lot of value. Okay. Beautiful bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Reference.
Wow.
Bridge. Mm-hmm. The first thing I noticed is like it was transformed from this frosty autumn morning to a bit more autumn afternoon, but that's completely fine.
Okay. So what I noticed was that the contrasts were quite strong. So I think we need to work on that a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get these different aspects. So we have, just think about the elements that we have. We have the bridge, then we have this river or the channel, and then we have the hills in the background. It's a meadow, and it looks like a path on the left side. So what we want is that all those elements are recognizable, and this is something that we're probably work on.
All right, let's do. Oh, now I'm into. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
With yellow? You're gonna work with that?
No. Yeah. Can you say once again? I was dealing with the technicalities. What should I do?
Okay, so emphasizing the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Then we said that that we would like to emphasize the path as well. So we would like that the elements that are presented here, that they are recognizable. So we have the bridge with water, channel or river. Then on the left side we have the path, and then in the background we have some meadow and the hill. And those elements need to be like recognizable as the elements which harmonize between each other, but still, are different from each other. They need to be recognizable.
Would you have any tips in general for the watercolor technique used here? Because this is a watercolor painting.
Yeah. So it depends what you like, but I would definitely add more textures. Very good way to add textures is to just manipulate the brush. When you just take the wet brush and just try to move the brushy part.
The brushy part.
Yeah, to create a bit of spots and stuff like that. That's a very nice way. Even if you want to mix colors or add, for example, if you have like a basic color for the bridge, brown or orange, when the color is still wet, you can go inside with another color. For example, if you would like to emphasize the shade under the bridge, you could take a gray tone or a bit darker orange tone and right away start adding that color as well. And that would mean that you would get like a very nice, smooth, soft transition between those two colors, and not create some additional, how do you say, edges or those lines that that you see after the watercolors are being dried. And what else? Do you see something that I should mention?
No, I think I think it's a good comment. Like adding more texture. This is what something I'll try to do here as well, a bit in the foreground. Yeah, but it's a good. It's easier to do, like Sonia said, like with the watercolor brush, actual watercolor brush.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Pamela said glazing technique, I guess, to emphasize from light color to darker color. Yeah, you can use glazing technique as well.
All right, people are already experts on that.
Yeah, I mean, we covered so much technique already. We are all growing together.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, so how about that? We have a path visible in the front. The bridge is much more visible. It has a shade. What do you think about it?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's just give it a bit more warm color. Okay, let's see. So the before and the after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the structures are much more visible. We know what's going on. The bridge is nicely composed, and it has a nicer reflection. Also, from the shadow, always also reflects in the water. So remember that.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue.
All right.
So we got a few thumbs up. So it was good.
All right.
Okay. So the next one.
We got a lonely bird flying over the sea.
Yeah.
So I think we could expand a bit downward with here, would be my suggestion. I mean, the bird is nicely positioned composition-wise, but it's not so much going on. And I think we could maybe add also something else to make it more diverse, maybe clouds.
Yeah, and also add something that would differentiate between the water and the hills. I think. But the clouds, I think that's a very nice suggestion as well.
Okay, let's see. I'll try it here with water. So as you might know, when you're doing like water that has this this kind of ripples, it's always horizontal ripples, right?
It depends on what kind of water surface you're doing. If you're doing like a coast water surface, then probably the waves, especially if you're standing near to the coast and seeing the waves breaking, then something like this would not come into question. But here it looks like the water is pretty straight, like pretty calm. It looks like it could also be like a lake or something. There's no clouds, which emphasize that everything is still maybe in the morning, you know, when everything's waking up. I have this feeling that this could be the scene. Yeah.
I think maybe the person wanted to do the reflection of the bird in the water. I think the reflection is a bit too big.
Yeah, and probably needs to be a bit more abstract.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be that visible because it seems like the bird is a bit further away, so the reflection would be just a small speck. Okay, so now we've got the water down, and let's go for some clouds, right? Let's say I will attempt to go for some clouds because
the cumulus clouds.
The cumulonimbus clouds.
Cumulonimbus clouds.
Yeah, of course.
It's like Alohomora or something.
Cumulonimbus.
Yeah. What would be the gesture? Cumulonimbus. Something like waving with the hands, you know.
Any Harry Potter fans out there? Is anyone a Harry Potter fan?
My sister, for sure. She watches Harry Potter once a year, and the whole 7 parts.
Like a Harry Potter marathon?
Yeah.
Oh, we haven't done that.
For a long time.
Have you ever done it? Like Harry Potter marathon?
No. But we did which one we did?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings.
Extended version. We did it more than once. So.
Okay. So Pamela said, A calmer sea, a story of a lonely bird that fly around the empty sea. Ooh.
Beautiful.
Okay, so Anne said, I like the use of different shades of one color.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically what I try to do here as well, although the clouds will now look gray, they're just a desaturated version of the blue that we have here.
This is what Kasper says to himself.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we have a few Harry Potter fans here in our crowd. Habiba said, and then Caroline said, "Oh my God, yes, Ravenclaw represents over here."
All right, that's a raven flying over that sea, right?
Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So this looks like an illustration right away.
So the before and the after. Boom.
Okay, yeah. How do you like it? Let us know in the comments. Does it deserve a thumbs up or just like, meh? Okay, so
You
next
can be
one.
totally honest with us. You know what we like? We really like constructive feedback from you as well. Not just to our work, but also to our videos in general, our channel, everything. You can always feel free to give suggestions.
I think once we got a comment that in live streams we talk too much. Shocker there. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Okay, beautiful illustration. A woman holding a child in her hands. I like the way the child, this child's diaper or whatever, the pants, and the woman's, what's this, squanchy? What's this thing holding around the hair? The bow? What do you call it?
I don't know.
The hairband.
I think it's...
The hairband, the yellow thing?
I would call it a scrunchie, or what? I think it's a scrunchie.
Anyways, the hairband.
The hairband.
Native speakers, please do tell how this thing is called. Anyways, they combine nicely. One thing, you cannot differentiate the child's body from the woman's body. Scrunchy. So I would do something there. And because it's a line drawing, but it also has these surfaces, I think the hatchings are too rough. They lose the illusion of being a shadow, like a shading, and they draw too much attention. They really look like lines, as if the woman had line tattoos on her hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I see here a solution. The one solution is that you go over with a stronger line, and that's how the line, because the person who drew that used just one pen, and especially if you're surrounding the surfaces and then hatching it inside, that's really like a surface. It almost gets like a volume texture. It's so strong, and especially with this fine outline of the person, it's not so recognizable. So one way is that you do the outline of the person once again, a stronger one, and this is how the lines of the body of the figure are going to stand out, and the texture will not be so dominant anymore. And then there's also a story behind this sketch, and it's this relationship between the mother and the baby, and if there would not be this yellow diaper, you would probably not recognize this child that she's holding in her hand so much. So, and what's Kasper doing right now? He's coloring the baby in yellow color, so that's the element that she's holding. It's like something precious. It's gold.
Wow, beautifully said. Yeah. So right away you will see, if the baby is yellow, you immediately recognize the child in her hands, right? It's quite recognizable. So let me, this shading, I will turn it down a notch on her hands because it takes too much attention, I think. Not everywhere, but in some parts. So her hands are being more visible against the yellow as well. I know the technique. Like you went and you abstracted the shadowy parts of the of the figure, which is great. I love it. I love that. I would just use a bit more fine texture, and then here they can be darker, I think. So we get this. So they're not this recognizable hatching lines, but more like shapes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that understandable? Did you, author and everyone watching, understand what I'm trying to say? So if the lines are too far apart when you hatch something, then instead of perceiving it as a surface with your eyes, the eyes will perceive the lines themselves, and they will think, oh, what is this actual texture of her fabric, or, you know, stuff like that. Okay. So.
Okay. Show us the before.
So how do you call it now? The woman with the yellow scrunchie?
Yeah.
Scrunchie.
Scrunchie.
And the baby with the yellow onesie. Before and after. Yes. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Luis also said the shapes for shadows are a cool idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We've got, wow, this is jump. In style and in subject. Well, it is another woman. But very vivid colors this time.
Mm-hmm.
I like the style. It has this kind of loose oil painting, oil sketch style. I think it's probably a digital drawing. Yeah, it's a digital drawing, digital painting. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I like it as well.
Mm-hmm. I think the rose, one eye is covered with the rose, and I think that rose, since the eye has those black lines and everything, the rose could have more texture and really be more present. Because I think that's the feature, that's the story of this painting. Like one of her eyes is a rose, and this is, you know, something unusual, and I think we could kind of emphasize it, you know, this thing.
Definitely, because, you know, when I'm looking at this, I'm just it's, let's say, it's very harmonious,
Mm-hmm.
in a sense that it blends together very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
But still, what do we want to emphasize? Apparently it's the face, but and the veins, you know, I think it's the whole this décolleté part with the neck and the face is something. It's
creepy
a direction.
veins. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a direction that she's. It's also something. It's a statement,
Mm-hmm.
and I think those details need to be a bit fine tuned,
Mm-hmm.
so that you get even more out of it. Yeah, and because it's also maybe a bit hard to focus on the main point, the main focus point, because the hair are also so pointy, which adds to the menace of this person. Like you can see, that's not a very neighbory person.
It's not a neighbory person.
And you know, all the spikes and everything, that's also a pointer in one certain direction. So we need to just focus on one thing.
Yeah, true. Oh wait, this is too light. So this area, I think, has to be more dark.
Mm-hmm.
I made it a bit too dark, maybe, but yeah.
Okay.
Also, it will bring out the not neighbory face.
Yeah, some brushes just don't work if they are too small.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so Pamela said, a fierce lady. Very cool.
Oh, yeah, she's very fierce.
Very fierce lady. Huh?
Yeah, so
to have that kind of neighbor and just go there and ring the bell and ask for a cup of sugar or something.
Yeah, you got some sugar.
Okay, so Caroline says, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. The mother and the baby was mine.
Mm.
I've been experimenting with this style a lot lately, and I'm definitely going to take your advice from the hatching going forward.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I like the style. You can totally expand it.
Okay, so if the author is here, we have a question for the author. What are her intentions? So what's the story behind her? So behind her form and her presence.
Let's see.
Wow, yeah, I see the difference already.
Okay, let's check this out. So, this is the before. I mean, this is the before.
Yeah.
And this is the after.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we brought out her face. We emphasized the rose.
Yeah.
Maybe even more menacing.
Yeah, so there's a hidden geometry, if you see. So if you would put your hands like this, you see there's like a broken square or a teardrop form that we emphasized, so that we created the focus around the face.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
So her intention is to buy new red lipstick.
Definitely. She shows up in the store, wants some new red lipstick. I think she will be served pretty fast, or everyone else runs out of the store.
Wow, we have a cartoonist illustration.
Yeah, but a really nice kind of illustration, like very cartoonish. You're right.
Okay, what are your thoughts, Kasper?
So, yeah, a couple of things. Okay, again, story, especially in illustration. What is the story? Okay, the story is these two people are sitting in a diner. There's something going outside. The street is outside. You know, it looks like a city, tall buildings, glass buildings. And I think, you know, if you say these two people are meeting in a cafe, it needs to be in the city, something needs to be going on in the background. I'm missing people, I'm missing colors, I'm missing stuff in the background. This is one thing. Another thing, which we might not even need to correct now, but it's good to tell, perspective. So, you know, obviously we have like this perspective going here. You know, here you see this kind of, the floor is going in this direction, the tiles on the floor. So what is missing is this light, if it's supposed to be the same height as this one, should actually be here, like that. You know, this is something that jumps out to me, perspective-wise. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts in general?
Yeah, I love that you mentioned the light, because since it's a cartoonish illustration, I'm very much forgiving, you know. Mm-hmm. But I really am, because my eyes is always drawn to the faces, and then the environment sometimes doesn't even matter. But as you said, this is city environment, and what I miss for example, if you present us with a wall of glass, then maybe in the background there should be like a crossroad or some pedestrians, like really blurry ones, or I don't know, something needs to happen, or some birds flying between the buildings, or a firefighter car, or a police car, or maybe a bus, a school bus, or something that emphasizes the street, and then you can also leave the layer up front, so the foreground empty. I mean, you can decide which part would you like to emphasize. Maybe that's also, you know, the way to go in that case. Yep. Or maybe some trash cans or trash bins, you know, something that's giving a semaphore, you know. How do you say?
Traffic light.
A traffic light, yes.
Semaphore.
A semaphore. It's a wonderful word that will be added to our best
English moments.
Best English moments, yeah.
So yeah, in Slovene, our native language, it's called semaphore. So what's the
signalni znak?
Semaphore.
Is it official, or do we have like another synonym for?
I think it's I think it is. Anyway, so what is the traffic light in your native language if you're not native English speaking?
Okay.
So now I'm like just adding some blurred colors in the background to kind of show that we have something going on.
Quite a lot is going on. A parade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe it's too much, but I think also some dark spots give the whole thing it's more lively now.
Yeah, definitely. You know? It binds everything together, right? Mm-hmm. The horizontal line, somewhere in the background, that binds the whole drawing or illustration together.
And one more thing, these chairs, you know, they look like they're made of sticks. So I think since all of the rest of the details here are drafted so nice, I think I would like add more volume to the chairs, right?
Dashboard, the overachiever. Yeah,
just like
definitely. You can add that as well. I mean, I think that's also a bit of a graphic statement, especially because the lines repeat themselves over and over. Maybe just make them a bit darker and also leave it as they are. That's also one possibility.
Yeah, could also be, but yeah, true. This should be maybe darker because we want to make it visible. Yeah, something like that.
Yes, oh, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, oh, one thing. This is digital painting. You can totally do this. You have light actually above these people. So the light is kind of, you know, coming down from these lamps. So I think you could add some more lighting here, you know, like there in the light, and then up here on the ceiling, let's make the ceiling a bit darker because we actually want to frame the view and, you know, focus it on these two. So you can totally do this by adding.
Yes, that makes such a difference. That's a very good advice. Yeah.
So let me delete these areas so it will be better visible. Yes, like that.
Okay. So, wow, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think that made a big difference. So let's look at it.
The final touch.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the before, and now we have stuff going on and the lighting. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Totally.
Okay, so let's continue. We have how many to go?
2 more.
2 more to go.
We have 2 more to go, and another cartoonish style that I love. That's The Last Airbender, right?
Yeah, The Last Airbender.
Awesome. You know, I've never seen the cartoon.
Really?
Never seen the
I watched the whole thing.
You watched the whole series?
Yes.
Awesome. So yeah, what's going on here?
Well,
I love the style, by the way. Beautiful.
There was a reference photo as well, but I think maybe it's this one. I'm not sure. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, so what's going on? So apparently, what's his name again? N? No, On? I don't know. Well, our airbender is in the foreground making fun, and he's trying to create something with his hands. This magical gesture that he uses. So, and then in the background we have his friends and also some fence, or what could that be in the background? Some wall. But since the colors are all pretty light, I think they mesh together. It makes them like even, you know.
Flat,
very flat. Yeah. So I would try to create some tension around the hands because it's a trick. He's doing something and he's looking at us. Look at me, I'm doing something. Ha ha ha. And yeah, maybe just try to dim out the background just a bit, or emphasize him.
I think let's try
one or the other. Yeah. Okay.
So I think first of all, focus on the hands and whatever he's doing with the air. You know, like, there should be something there. I think that draws our attention because it's obviously his thing. Like he's an airbender.
His name is Aang.
Aang. Okay, so we've got some Last Airbender fans, right?
Yeah, we have.
Now I will also add some. Now I added some glow around that object or whatever he's doing, and also a bit on his hands. Look, if it's glowing blue, then his hands should reflect that a bit. Look at that. Okay, so now it's really like glowing. Okay, how to get him more saturated? Yeah, it's just you have to saturate it more, I guess.
Just make him a bit more orange.
Yeah, but since I will also saturate other features of his face more. You know, one way to this is also again one of those things that you can apply to any kind of style and everything. One way to draw attention to your character, to your point of interest, or whatever you're doing in the landscape, if it's a point of interest or something, is to saturate the colors there most. And through that, our eyes will immediately be drawn to it. So I'm just taking all of his parts and saturating them a little bit more. You know what saturation, color saturation means?
So, I think you can explain it once again.
So yeah, a color saturated color is a pure color. It's a color that kind of hasn't got any white or black added to it. So if you add gray, white and black in equal amounts to a color, you will desaturate it. It will become more gray. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. So this is the before, and now boom, he has something in his hands. It's glowing. He's more vibrant.
Yeah.
And I think this creates the depth.
Yeah.
In the thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the difference.
Okay. Last one.
Last one.
Last but not least. And after that, we have a small announcement to make, right?
Yep.
We have an exciting next week schedule. And so stick around and something that we want to share with you. Okay. So, wow, that's some classic cartoon work. Robin. Okay, so it's obviously Iron Man jumping down on the roof. Just kidding. Before all the fans explode, it's Robin from Batman. It has a very specific comic style. In the back, Batman is being called, but Robin has come.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you know, he's always in the second kind of sidekick. Poor Robin. Anyways, thoughts?
So this one is from Harkness. Yeah, my thoughts. The thing is that if you look at it from a very small, as a small picture, it just doesn't give it justice. I think this is a wonderful illustration.
Beautiful details, really.
It has so nice contrasts. The architecture is nicely drawn. There's a nice contrast between the sign, and then there's also what's it called? Zeppelin. Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
The Zeppelin is very nicely seen.
The airship. Airship is in English, I think.
The airship. But what? Maybe those colors, the yellow, the orange, and the blue, they don't mix somehow with me.
The problem, I think, yellow and orange kind of conflict each other. So if only what's his coat with his red hair, green gloves, and orange coat on a blue background, it would look much better. But that yellow sign kind of obscures the picture. It obscures his silhouette, which is pretty nice. So I think we could dim that yellow sign, make it more transparent, more bluish. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. I think that would that would bring a lot.
Also, I would make this architecture on the right. I think it also needs to be black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it will frame it.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. So this one's going to be interesting. Everybody, once it's done, I'm interested how it will turn out. I'm not sure, but I have an inkling that it might be good to do this. Don't be afraid, even if the work is already finished. Is it a digital painting or is it a...
It's like a hand-drawn.
Yeah, could be. So it's...
The outline, at least.
Okay, let's do this. Yes, I think This is how we can do it. No, we cannot. We have to do it differently. I have to do it like this, and then like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, the reason it will still look yellow in contrast to blue. This is the interesting part, right? Like it will still look yellow, so no worries there. But it's not gonna conflict, not gonna be competing with Robin's silhouette anymore, because it's gonna be much
give
darker.
Robin some attention. Finally, let's just put him in up front.
He's undervalued. Has he ever had a movie? Like there's so many Batman movies, but like Robin movies,
we don't follow.
I bet there were, but like no blockbusters, right?
Yeah. But also his outfit, it looks like. I mean, I think I'm not allowed to start this debate, because if I start the debate, or we can. There are so many people that love those superheroes.
Okay.
Okay.
So as I said, I wouldn't do much on this one. Just two small things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how it. So this is the before, and this is the after.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dear author,
better.
what do you think? I think you could. Yeah, it brings out your character more.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not so less competition for our attention in this image. He's the star of the show,
One way would be also, there's also one thing that you can do to think about the layers, what's standing in front, and where the Robin is positioned, and the background silhouette. So you could also do this part, as almost one layer.
Oh yeah.
So that you really have the layers, like the frontal elements, and then there's Robin, and then you have the background with the buildings, which are still very nicely seen, and then the background.
Now let me show you what Sunny means. So this gargoyle will be connected to the to this big what is it called, light beamer thing, through the orange color, because they're the only orange elements except for Robin's hair, I think, in the image. Let's look at that. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Once again.
Once again. The last time now.
Once again. The before and now the after. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That awesome. Awesome. Great work. Now we have, we have some news, and we want to share it with you.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have a schedule for next week.
Mm-hmm.
And next week is exciting.
So next week on Monday, we're gonna do a bit different topic. It's not going to be a creative Monday. We would like to talk to you how to promote yourself online, and we would like to ask you to send us your questions.
Yes. So we will talk about how to get your art visible online. We'll tell you how we did it and how it worked for us to grow such an Instagram audience. We have almost 50,000 followers there, and a YouTube audience and stuff like that. And it might help those of you who want to actually be creative professionals and want to get your stuff out there. Or you maybe already are and want to promote yourself, or you just, want to practice a bit and get feedback from others. Yeah. And then you might have seen that we have Friday, July 24th, last Feedback Friday.
Yeah.
But fear not. It doesn't mean that our feedbacks are going away.
No. They are not going away.
We just figured out that Feedback Friday, on Friday, the least people have time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get people to join live. So we're going to turn our Feedback Friday into Feedback Tuesday.
Yay! And the crowd goes wild.
And I hope you go wild. I hope Tuesdays are times when you have, are days when you have more time, and, not like end of the week, maybe you have something to do already on Friday. You're already going into the weekend. So we're going to, after that Feedback Friday, we're going to go on vacation. So we're gonna have 2 weeks without the live feedback Fridays.
Yeah.
And when we come back, it's going to be a feedback Tuesday. And we'll see how that goes. You can give us feedback, tell us how it's go, you like it or not, and yeah, we have to try different stuff out.
We're all flexible.
Yes.
Well, not all, but we are. So let's try it out. If it works, then we leave it as it is. Otherwise, we're gonna adjust again.
Okay. So, everyone, glad that you were here. It means a lot if you would leave us a comment in the comment section how you liked the video, what you would expect from Lionscapes in the future, and of course, you know, like and subscribe to learn more about creativity.
Yeah. Join our Facebook group if you haven't already. It's called Linescapers. And yeah, say hello.
You know what to do.
Keep on drawing.
And see you next time.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.